That brings us to Dave Nave, whom I am going to turn over the screen to and let him share what he's got with us. So Dave, are you ready? So Dave Nave, as he is getting himself organized, I will say that he is a wonderful addition. I have a copy now of his book that he has authored, and I am enjoying going through it, and he has been gracious enough to let me do an interview with him that I can use with my MBA students because he's got some really good ideas. So Dave, still not seeing your screen.
All right, as you go out, and we've talked about this in the past, that there's where do you get ideas, and where would you recommend a manager go out and find ideas on how to improve the organization? And there are normally 4 opportunities for finding ideas for improvement, and that's improve and innovate either your processes or your products in your organization. So where might you get ideas to improve the product or service? And in this case, it would be go out and talk to the customers. They'll tell you what's working and not working about your existing product. And oh, by the way, I group product and services together because a service, the product is created and delivered right there in front of the customer. When you're manufacturing something, the product is made and there's a time delay between that and when it gets to the customer. But it's essentially the same process. So your customer will tell you a lot about your existing products. So now if you want to improve processes, if you want to improve how things are done inside your organizations, you can go out and ask the employees. They're great sources for this. They'll tell you all kinds of ideas. And if they're really good, they'll also tell you some ideas about your product too, but mainly processes. Now, if you really want to innovate, which means going outside the system and create something new, you have to, well, either you're going to innovate processes or the product, you're going to have to go outside the system. You're going to have to do some customer research, and you might have an R&D department. Now, one of the things I want to make clear here, customer research is not going out and surveying the customer. Customer research is actually going out and learning what the customer is doing and how it can help them, and what the product or the process can help them achieve. What's the benefit that they're going to receive out of this? The example that I like to use is Henry Ford was saying, if he goes out and talks to the customers before he invented the automobile, the customer would say all they want is a faster horse. They didn't talk about a car. They couldn't even conceive the idea of a car. So when you're all done, essentially you're going to, if you want to do any kind of improvement, employees and customers, and if you want to do innovation, you're going to have to go outside the organization, outside the system. Right? That's just the point I want to make at that point.
And that's a really important thing to talk about. We're reinventing ourselves. So we need to talk to employees if we've got them, or interns or former employees, and we need to talk to our customers to improve. And in terms of innovation, which is what we're all trying to do, because we're trying to reinvent what we have, which means we have to innovate. And it's kind of like Kent Cummins was talking about, is there is a magic in change, and it can be something positive, and it takes a little more effort, but there is a huge payback. Thank you, Dave, so much for sharing that with us. That's a great way to think about it. For those of us who are service companies, we appreciate that you brought services and products together, because sometimes we get forgotten. So thank you so much. I certainly appreciate you doing that.